So here's what is happening right this minute. This was the little piece that was in Tanya's packet of goodies. And they had already had a little gray thing on there, kind of like that tone of gray. But it wasn't quite enough, so I added some more. That's the elephant color from Target. And I've picked out of my little Zentangle book. This is my Zentangle book. Some of my favorite Zentangles. And so I'm going to put favorite Zentangles in each of these squares. And I may put a quote or something up here on the top. I haven't thought that far. But before I get started, I've got that paint, acrylic paint on there. And I just want to make sure you guys knew the trick Barb Owen taught us. If you have some acrylic down, you know how it's kind of rough? You're going to make it smooth without sanding it off. Grab a piece of, this is, you know, the paper, grab a piece of a paper bag. Grab a piece of packing paper, that's what this is. And then you just rub along on the top of that, and it just smooths it down to like a baby's bottom. And then they're easier to tangle on, and they don't skip as much with the good pens. So that is what's happening. I'm running the camera with all this. I will speed up the camera starting as soon as I start, probably. And I'm not going to let it take more than maybe about 5 minutes on the whole video, because you don't want to watch all that, probably. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Starting right now. So I'm going to start with this Lola. So I haven't drawn this in a long time, and so I'm going to draw it. I'm going to kind of give myself a okay. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay, that's good. One done. Okay, I had done these two on the camera. And then I added this one, which I actually just learned today. And then I went ahead and did these guys. And this one, I got to add some white to it. So I'm going to do that while you watch. That's what we're going to do. So these are a lot of fun to do. But I didn't want to have the camera running the whole darn time because, you know, it's just too much. So, I like the way that looks. Just kind of makes it pop. Okay. This doesn't have any white on it, and I think it needs some white. So we're going to put some on the tops of these leaves. A little there. This is a border that Barb Owen taught us in one of her Mandala Madness classes. And she referenced the Zentangle project pack. And I can't find it any closer than that. So that is a Zentangle. So that means that's one of the official tangles. Aren't they great? Okay, so now I'm going to come back and put some quotes on these little puppies. Oh, this needs a little white on it. Also, where's some white? Put some white on that. We need a little whiteness. How's that? Okay, so you recall that I had a wish with this particular series that I would do Zentangles all the way through it, which of course I have not done. And so I'm making up for lost time with this one. What is that? Okay. Making up for lost time. I love it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to get some art quotes, I believe, because that looks like the right space for art quotes. And then we'll get on with the rest of this video. Righty then. So, I am ready to put this page together, and I had this piece of gold paper from Tanya, and I just didn't like the color. I put this back on my background. I just didn't like the color, so I just got Magicals in the mail for my birthday. So I used Magicals on it, and then I punched out a whole bunch of different flowers. So I've got some different colors of Magicals on there. And so anyway, I'm going to put these in the background like so. Yeah, somehow like so. Because then I'm going to glue this thing down here. And that's going to be what I'm going to do with this page. So let us just go ahead and finish. And then this little machine is going to go up in here. And this is going to decorate it. So let us proceed with gluing these little puppies down. So I could speed this up. Maybe I will. this right here. Okay, so I just did a chain stitch on this piece of yarn that Tanya included, and it made just a long enough piece. It was just enough yarn to give me a nice little bow. I'm gonna tie it, and then I'm gonna give these a nice little knot. I could put a bead on these if I could think of a bead that I have. Might just do that. I might just do that. Put a bead on these. I'll have to look and see. Okay, so before I cut those off, I'm going to check my bead stash and maybe put a couple beads on there. So that is basically my page. So the 6 things she gave me were the napkin, the piece of gold, the cotton thread, the little bracket, that's 4, this little trifold, 5, and this is the time card, 6. So here once again is the little kind of a fold-out. It's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I would call it a little fold-out calendar, or a week at a glance calendar. But it gave me an excuse to do my Zentangles that I like. Some old ones, some new ones. I just learned this one last week from Mimi's Daily Tangle. This was from the Tireless Tangler in her 100 Days of Zentangling earlier this year. I looked up art quotes on the internet. This is an early one from the Tireless Tangler. This is an early one from several years ago from Zentangle Sourcebook, I believe. And this is from a project pack that I can't quite identify, but Barb Owen taught this border to us in one of her Tangle projects. Art is longing. You never arrive, but you keep going in the hope that you will. Anselm Kiefer. I like this one. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. Picasso. This is probably my favorite. Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. The urge to draw must be quite deep within us because children love to do it. David Hockney. This was a lot of fun to do. It fits right into where that time card made me a nice little pocket, which I covered with a piece of my, a brayer off paper, which happened to be just the right color for this napkin. All right, there we go. So I'm going to see if I can find some beads, and then I'll give you a final parting shot. Got to sign it, and then I'm done. Thank you, Tanya. This was fun this month. All right, then. I haven't signed it yet because I blobbed up the bottom of it in white. So now I've just got it whited out, and I'm going to sign it in black. Yeah. I did find a couple of beads that go nicely on this page. Just a little bit of bling to add to it. So, there you have the final and the close-up. This has been a wonderful challenge, and I have enjoyed myself thoroughly. These were from Tanya McGuire this month. So next month, join us one more time, and we will do a flip of the whole 6 months. Okay. See you then. Thanks, everybody.